Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tiny Talk. I'm your host, Mr. James Vegas. I am the lead singer of American post-hardcore metal rock band, Modern Day Escape. You might also have seen me on your television on such shows as Chowder, NBC's hit comedy TV series, Red or White. Tonight's a very special night. We took it to the internet, the E-streets, if you will. Tonight, I'm going to read you some of my favorite YouTube comments, the best and the worst. Without further ado, let's dive right in, shall we? Follow me on this magical carpet ride. This comment comes from username My Music Is Awful. It is hilarious how brutal they try and be when they're not even the least bit hardcore. Well, let me tell you a story about hardcore. It comes from a time when I was just a shy 22-year-old boy, new to the world and a fresh babe. I lost a bet to a multitude of people for a very silly thing. My punishment for losing said bet was to applicate my anus with a tampon.
No!
That's right, you heard it.
No!
In front of the entire party. After I had applicated said tampon and the string of the little furry mouse was hanging out, my guitarist at the time, Mr. Marty Rubles, came up and yanked that tampon from my tight, dry anal cavity. Out came the tampon and so did blood.
Ah!
I whipped back in a flash. Hey, I'm okay. And if that's not hardcore enough for you, I don't know exactly what is. Moving on. This next comment comes from Terry the Tragedy. Corey needs to be back at the band. Slanty face. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Terry Tragedy. Let's find out. Let's give Corey a ring right now. See if he wants to rejoin Modern Day Escape.
Hello?
Hey, Corey, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, dude, do you want to join Modern Day Escape again?
Fuck no.
All right, that answers your question. Thanks, Corey. I'll talk to you soon, pal. And that right there answers your question, Terry. Thank you so much for writing in. This one comes from JC Fontaine. They go on to say, what the hell? LMAO? Heavier than I remember, you guys.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull? What?
It's cool. Thanks, JC. We appreciate you, pal. This one comes from Zachary Daniels. And they say, God, I missed this band. James's voice is one of a kind. And that is very, very true. My voice is the one of a kind that you want to listen to. This one comes from Miss Jocelyn Lozano. Man, oh man, I love this band so much. My music taste has changed over the years. But MDE is one of those bands I never get tired of. Heart emoji. Current and past members are the scoreboard for who isn't in first place. And I'll tell you who is Modern Day Escape. This one comes from Mr. James Roger. It's a cool name, James. I like that. Okay, here we go. You want to see my spaceship? Okay, all right. You guys aged like a fine wine. This is good, and it has made my top 10 list. The lyrics mean so much to me. Mr. James Roger, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. The lyrics mean a lot to me too, man. Well, this one's a fun one. This one comes from Galleon44, and they say, the singer looks like a punk rock version of Leonard from The Big Bang Theory. To that I say, I'll take it. Like Leonard, I'm a huge nerd myself. Outside of walking on the beach and talking about wonderful things and going to conventions and collecting Pokemon cards and other collectibles such as Funko Pops, nerd power unite. This one is from Sandra Raymond. Is it me, or has he gotten fatter? Sandra, I have one word for you. Pizza.
I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat.
This one's from Elliot Shedlock. He isn't as energetic in the music video. Elliot, do you want to know why? Do you really want to know why I'm not as energetic in the music video? Do you want to know why? Well, let's let the people know why. This one comes from Bernie, Berny. They say, he looks like Jimmy Fallon. I'll say this, Jimmy Fallon's a handsome guy. And you're right, I did used to look like Jimmy Fallon. About 3 years ago. Now, I just look like a penis. With a beard.
Ew.
This one comes from Hunter Tillman. He says, they're good. Their videos are kind of super lame. The singer just isn't that good at lip syncing. This next one comes from Aborgi. They say, what is this circus for a band? To I reply with, whoop whoop, I'm down with the clown till I'm dead in the ground. John Rodriguez, this is probably one of the best comments that we have. Mr. John Rodriguez says, 233 people don't want to be kissed between their referring to all the dislikes. I have to say that I think that's the best one, period. This one is quite interesting. Comes from Mr. V, and that's not me. They say, who takes pills from random hot chicks? Well, I did once, ... and that was a night to remember. Let me ask you this, Mr. V. Was it really a night to remember? Or was it a night to forget? We all have those nights. It's okay. It's a safe place here. You can tell us what happened. This one comes from someone named Rent Free. They say, I really dislike this band, ... But their deep growls, they're not terrible. I got a question, Mr. Rent Free. Would you like me better if I said, ooh, wah, ah, ah, ah? This one comes from someone named Taylor Alyssa. They say, the singer's ugly, but he's a great singer. That just goes to show you don't have to look good to sound good. So maybe you got a chance, kid. Got a chance. This next one comes from someone named Peter Griffin. That's P-E-T-3-R Griffin. Pantera is better. This sucks. I will say this in response to that. I appreciate the fact this person even thinks that we sound like Pantera. Hell, that's one of the best compliments I've ever got. And on that note, good night, everybody.
Wait! There's more!
This one is really sweet. It hit home with me. This one comes from a user named Tyler Dehan. This band is kind of stupid, but they're actually growing on me with this one song. They do seem a little bit like posers. You know what, Tyler? We are posers. I'm gonna be posing as your dad soon, because I'm stepping in, son. Come here and give Dad a hug. This next one is from someone named Wiki Roberts ESP. They say, sounds like Papa Roach. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Roberts, I take that as a compliment. I've spent many of years cutting my life into pieces. I'll tell you what, this comment, it's not my last resort, but it is a compliment. And for that, I thank you. This next one comes to us from Mortis Throne. I remember when James said he was drunk when he was making this. Well, I'm assuming that you're talking about the music video for Life's a Bitch. Well, you can bet your buns I was tipsy. Just to give you a little backstory on what happened, the record label had us only film one music video that day. They called in around noon since we had been up since 5 in the morning and said, hey, we want you to shoot another one. We were already wrapped with Under the Gun, and I was well on in my way of having a good time. Thanks, anxiety. It's hard to live without you. Moving forward, now I'm sober. But one thing that I do remember from my days when I drank, I was wondering there, Mortis Throne, does your mother still hang out at Dockside Bar? God, I miss her. This next one comes to us from Dead Ice White. Scary. My dad's friend is the producer for this band. Interesting. A little different. Don't think that's true, but hey, you know what? I want to meet that dad. Why don't you write us back and send me that dad's email? Maybe we can chat and hit up our favorite sites called The Dad Spot. All right. This next one is from Kawaii Ashiri. Cool name. This is the most underrated band, ... And I will have to say, I desperately agree with that. This one is from someone named Ella Keope. I met the lead singer at Hot Topic and holy shit, he is pretty damn cool. I will tell you this, Miss Ella, I agree. And so does my mom.
Did you come to say your mama jokes or tap dance?
This one's a little juicy. It comes to us from a person named Lord Loquat. Shouldn't Ted Mosby be in New York? In quotations, How I Met Your Mother? Well, I'll say this. I'm assuming it's to when I was filming Under the Gun and our music video Life's a Bitch. I did kind of have a similar image to Ted Mosby. And I'll tell you what, from watching How I Met Your Mother, he's got a really good track record with women. So I'm going to say, I'm not even mad about that. That definitely is a compliment. Speaking of How I Met Your Mother, tell her I said hi. That sounds weird. Can't say it like that. This next one comes to us from someone named Jack Wayne. That was honestly the worst thing I have ever seen / heard. Well, Mr. Jack, it just so happens I have something that might be a little bit more worse than our music. Can I get our production team to roll back that tape? What you just saw was a sex tape of Mr. Jack Wayne's mother and father making love to create him. Now, if that's not the worst thing you've ever seen and heard, I don't know what is. And last but not least, this one comes from Taylor W. Okay, the members of MDE are the nicest group of band guys I have ever had the chance to meet. Wow, thank you. They are all sweethearts, and they're funny too. All right, I'll take it. They always take time after their shows to talk to everyone, take pics, give hugs, and sign t-shirts. They continue on to write, they were always nice to me, and I assure you, I wasn't dressed like a sidewalk hoe. Well, Taylor W., no matter how you dress, we don't judge you here at Modern Day Escape. We say thank you. And that concludes part 1 of the best and worst YouTube comments. As I said earlier, my name is James Vegas. Thank you guys so much, Rat Pack, for joining us. And for those of you tuning in who have no idea who we are, you can go to moderndayescape.net and check out everything we got. All our merchandise, YouTube, Discord channels. Talk with each other about how much you love us, or talk with each other about how much you hate us. Either way, just make sure you go below me and click like, subscribe, bells, comments, notifications, dislikes. Leave a comment that's good. Leave a comment that's bad. Hey, maybe I'll read it here on YouTube. If you're lucky. Guys, it's been my pleasure. I'll see you again in the future. Bye-bye.